Mishaberach Ibotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah Hu Yivarech Et HaNa'ara HaNe'ima Hazot V'Yikra Shema B'Yisrael Zahava Yafit Bat Binyamin Gilad V'Miriam V'Mazal Tov V'Yisha'at Bracha V'Gadla V'Vriut Shalom V'Nucha L'Torah L'Chupa L'Ma'asim Tovim V'Yizakeh Et Aviha V'Et Imeha Lir'ot B'Simchata B'Vanim U'Vanot Osher V'Chavod D'Shenim V'Ra'ananim Yinuvun B'Seva V'Chen Yihye Ratzon V'Nomar Amen.
Amen.
So may God, who blessed our brothers Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah, bless this lovely girl, Zahava Yafit, daughter of Benjamin and Meredith, at this favorable and blessed hour. May she grow in health, peace, and tranquility, and be raised to a life of Torah, the wedding canopy, and good deeds. May her parents, us, permit her to see her joyful, blessed with children, prosperity, and honor, bringing fulfillment and refreshment to our old age. May this be God's will. Amen.
Amen. Mazel tov, mazel tov, Simchat, Simchat, mazel tov, mazel tov, Simchat, Simchat, mazel tov, mazel tov, Simchat.
So her first name Zahava, which comes from the word for gold, so it's kind of like Goldie. So actually, I think Craig, you had joked at one point a name. I think you might have said Goldie, and I smiled, and after that was ridiculous, and walked out of the room.
And the
pediatrician actually guessed that as well. Like he was throwing out random names like Cynthia and Goldie at the end, and then we also. He said Golda, which is also the same thing. So.
How do you spell it? I'm going to text Rebecca.
Z-A-V-A. H-A-V-A. Z-A-H-A-V-A.
Dude, to spell her name for everyone.
Yeah, and then the middle name is Yafit. Y-A-F-I-T.
Y-A-F-I-T.
So, we, for people who we want, I have one little thing I want to say. So there's a quote from Franz Rosenzweig. It says, one should be named after somebody or something, or else a name is really only an empty breath. So we have three people that we have named her after. Our first one was, so her first name Zahava, which we got from the G for gold, is after two people. There was my Uncle Gary, who passed away rather young of leukemia in 2002. When we were dating before we broke up and then later got back together. And who he was, he was a very close part of our family. It was my mom's brother-in-law, or brother. Sorry, I haven't slept in quite a while. I'm just learning my mom's name. So my mom's brother, and just growing up, we were always very close with their family as well. They have two boys that are about the same age as my brother and I. And so we wanted the G for Gary, as well as...
For my grandmother is Gertrude, who passed away when Ben and I were first year in Israel on Yom HaZikaron. In addition to her having a full red head, and people calling her Goldie. For those of you who know my family, my biological family is very small, and anyone that I have a relationship with and relatives that I have are all connected through my grandmother, the Schnitzer and Davis side, and so we're very thankful that we have a lot of relatives through that, and a lot of them live in Israel, and were really able to enrich our lives when we were in Israel. And when we moved to Denver, we met Dory. So we've got a cousin here too. And so we wanted to make sure that she was connected to my grandmother.
And then the middle name Yafit, we got so Yafit it comes from the same word as Yafa, so it's like, beautiful. So she's our golden beauty. So the Y for Yafit we got from my grandmother Yeda, who also passed away earlier in 2002, and she was the commensurate Bubby. And it was always a very big part of my life, and so we wanted to make sure to honor her as well. That's where we got her name from. And we've got some books to start off her bookshelf. First of all, we have Zahava b'Shloshet Hadidim, which is Goldilocks. We have Gershon's Monster, a story for the Jewish New Year.
Gary's Hebrew name was
Gershon is Gary. And we have Gertrude is Gertrude is Gertrude is Gertrude, which Amazon.
And then what we highly recommend is that you
even if you don't have someone with kind of this name, you have Beautiful Yada the Yiddish Chicken. Which is hilarious.
It's very funny.
In English, Yiddish, and Spanish. It's highly hilarious.
So we wanted to get these books so that Zahava can remember and know who she was named after. So when she can appreciate, we'll read those books to her regularly.
So we have one final reading, and then we'll let people eat.
It's adapted from Abraham Joshua Heschel. With every child born.
With every child born, a new experience enters the world. She encounters not only flowers and stars, mountains and walls, but a sublime expectation, a waiting for, when something is asked of you. Meaning is found in responding to the demand. Meaning is found in sensing the demand. May you remember that every deed counts, that every word has power, and that we can all do our share to redeem the world in spite of all the absurdities and all the frustrations and disappointments. Above all, remember to build a life as if it were a work of art. You are unique, exceedingly precious, not to be exchanged for anything else. No one will live your life for you, Zahava. No one will think your thoughts for you or dream your dreams.
And I just want to thank everyone for being here and coming. And we've only lived in Denver for a year and a half, and it really feels amazing to have such a supportive community, and everyone's been amazing throughout this year of pregnancy and lending us a million baby things and clothes and swings and everything. So thank you, and thank you to Ben's parents and Sammy and Leah for being here and helping out. The last few weeks have been really hard. And thank you.
So people are welcome to...
I want to say two things. First, I have now sent more texts than I have in my whole life. I don't do this normally, but Benjamin's sister Rebecca is in London right now, and she was to come here by the due date, but she decided to come off her date. So that's why I was on the text. But the other thing, I want to give you a little bit of advice, wisdom, or whatever. For some of the parents here will know, boys are easier to raise than girls, but girls are well worth it.